Peace and salute. Before I get into the title, I got some pretty crazy videos to play real quick, just like 2 or 3. But I thought this one was very interesting. It was sent to me, and check this out, man. I like once again with magnets. Magnets are. It made me think about our realm. Just check what this magnet does to water. Play that one more time if y'all didn't get it. I'm trying to figure out how to put this on whole screen, but obviously with these ticker-tocker videos, you can't. Man, what do you think about that? Let me look at the comments. So if the water don't freeze because of the magnet, peace, Realist McCoy, Paula, Faceplant, Bex. If the water don't freeze, that makes a lot of sense to where the sun stays on its circuit. Because water don't freeze, it don't even get cold there. So the magnet isn't allowing, don't allow it to freeze. Man, when I seen that video, he showed that picture, but I was already thinking that. When he showed the picture, it just sealed the deal in my mind. The thought that came to my mind, I said, man, our minds are powerful. They are like antennas. But this movie, they cloned Tyrone. Man, I took a lot of screenshots to show. And now when I say cloned, for the most part, there's many different types of clones, put it that way. You got people that are, they showed, you got to watch the movie. Marcel, if you hear this, you better watch it. I sent it to you. It took time to send that fucking movie for 2 hour and something movie. It takes time to send over a gigabyte of data, but the movie just came out this year, so. But let me play another video before we get into this movie, because there's so much in this movie. I almost think they're trying to throw us off, because it's like people say they're throwing it in our face. Nah, I think they're purposely showing what they show because it's not the truth. They want us to believe it is, but we'll see what everyone else has to say. So, Not banners. I didn't say banners. I got this one. The last video I showed of this guy, it was with British money, but this is with American money. And yeah, same difference. What do you think of that? I think they do speak through their money, and I'm gonna tie that into the movie too.
In the Christian Bible, it says the universal God. Not the Baptist church, the Muslim church said, I'm coming tonight. If you put the blood on the door, I'll bypass you. You know about this story?
Yes, sir.
We're talking about the same God that made the stars, the moon, the sun, the oceans, every mosquito. And that God don't know I'm in there unless I put some blood out there. Y'all crazy. Huh? Y'all crazy. It's a game, man.
Yeah, I love Dick Gregory, man. He's like me, man. He says it straight up. He said, is y'all crazy? Can't, basically saying it can't be the same God that created the universe and stars, or let me say the creator. That word God is used very loosely. I say we're gods and the creator separates. But anyway, that's so true, man. Like, the creator of all that, the all-knower, does it know you're behind that door? You got to put blood on it? Come on. Anyway, back to the comments. Let me drop this stinky winky. Boy. Peace, Kimba. Let me get up here. Oh, wait. Let me show these pictures first and a couple things before too many people come up. Because it starts tripping out. Pictures. Oh no, I didn't save it yet. Oh yeah, that's right. I got to smell the ham. Do this one first. All four. No, all four. No. There you go. We'll start with this one. Go here. Oh. Go here. What's up, Paula? Oh, come on.
So I'm going to have to do that
Oh,
little science experiment.
you scared the shit out of me. Holy
But
shit. I gotta lower the volume.
what?
You were like, so it was all loud. I was like, holy shit.
That was weird. I'm sorry.
No, it's alright.
It's my tablet. It's been acting up. There's nothing I can do. I'm so sorry. That was very interesting with the magnet and the water. And if the magnet's in the water, it doesn't freeze. It freezes around it, but it doesn't freeze in the center. What the hell?
Let me see if I can put this like this.
We got magnets. We got all different kinds
There
of
we go.
magnets.
Alright. I know everyone can see this picture. Let me widen my screen here. Boop. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, you can see the car in the right corner passing it. This was a sign they showed in the movie. They cloned Tyrone. Now, there's a lot in this picture. This picture was in like a brief second. Like they drove by it and it was there and gone in a second. So I had to time it so I could get the whole picture. But I mean, it says winning the race of the future, and it's all science here. And look, they got this. They got the boat shining the light on his face. Now, what does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Who is that guy? And they got the microscope, which means probably some nano stuff going on.
Right.
They got the symbol of the atomic atom or the atom or the nucleus up here above the what? Empire State Building.
Mm-hmm.
They got, so that's New York City. Then they got this right here for the frequencies.
Right.
This is all alleged. I don't know if it's, I'm just guessing. But what's that blimp doing there?
Are they using frequency to cause them to grow faster, I wonder?
You gotta see the movie, man. Oh, there's so much. It's crazy, this movie. There's so much stuff in it.
I haven't seen it yet.
Like
so
here,
I'm going.
this is another scene, and it made me think about the spraying going on. Look, it's a Z. And that Z made me think about that war going on right now. And what do you see? If you ever watched any videos of that so-called war going on, they have Z's on their tank.
They do, huh?
And
I
all the
haven't noticed
vehicles.
the Z's, I don't think.
And
I'll have to keep my eyes open.
I showed that video that they're going to use drones that are going to let mosquitoes go that aren't their GMO mosquitoes. This is alleged. I don't know if it's true or not. I'm just going by the video I see. That's biological warfare.
Well, Gates admits to releasing all manner of GMO bugs. So he admits to it. So there's that.
And then, oops, wrong way. They show this part where they're entering the laboratory that's under a chicken place, and they were sitting there eating chicken, but beforehand they accidentally found this lab, right? They went to some place, and they found the elevator, and they went down, and he found a clone of himself under the, it was like an examination room, because he supposedly was shot and killed, and then he wake up the next day and continue his life, and they show how they programmed these fucking clones that are making them. I'm not going to give the whole movie away because you must watch it, but the ending will blow your mind. Um, but the point is, they were eating the chicken, and he thought it was cocaine because the guy in the movie sells coke, and he sniffed some of it and he started laughing. And they put two and two together because when they were in a chicken place, they were eating chicken, and this guy never laughs. So that was a good point. The guy made a point. He says, "I never seen you laugh." But him and Jamie Foxx is in this movie. He plays a pimp. So anyway, this is the underground lab where they find. That's him inside of there. There's like 6 versions of him already in these things. And yeah, that's him. So he shot at it. He was trying to kill him. He's like, that ain't me, or you ain't me, or whatever he was saying. But yeah, this movie is Peace, Orphan Andy. This movie has it basically has symbolism of the food, right? And then there's a part in the club because they come out of the elevator in the club, and the guy's playing music, and the music's controlling the people. He'd have code words that control people, that activate. The guy was showing, and the activation word was Olympus Black or Olympia Black. I gotta look that up to see what it means, or if it's something in real life. Olympia Black was the code word, and when they would say that, it would activate for these people to be controlled. And they showed scenes. I should have screenshotted. I could do it, but it's going to be a process where the lady was in the chair and they were holding her eyelids open with these like metal things, and they had 3 screens in front of her, and it was repeating, playing stuff. And I said MK Ultra, right? Then they had another room where the music was controlling people. They were fighting each other, 2 guys. The music was telling them to fight and kill. And then they changed the song to a loving song, and they looked at each other and they started hugging each other. So you got the music controlling people, and then the food, and then the hair salon. They were putting this like straightener in the so-called black people's hair or women's hair. They're putting straightener, and that was affecting them in many ways to control them through the frequencies. And I seen a video. This guy put like this weave. He had a weave, and when he put the phone there, the weave started moving. But when you would take the phone away, the weave wouldn't move. And that was with that guy that always talks about that black stuff they're spraying. I forgot the name of it. Marcel would know. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff in this movie between the hair products, the shampoos, the food, the music, and the cloning, the genetic cloning labs that are underground, like we've been talking about. So, never fails. It's like the government's listening, and whenever I go live, they send loud cars by my house. Anyway, woof. Woof. Lemon and lime with some peach. It's no joke. It's good. But anyway, it's very interesting, this whole movie. And when I was watching, I said, man, everybody's got to see this movie. Maybe I could do like a secret playing of this movie later on today or something. It's over 2 hours long. I agree, Orphan Andy. And I think this sort of control is fairly new. But as far as technology, I don't think none of that's new. But the mind control and everything. Hold on. Yeah, go ahead, Paula. It's all good. I don't do what you feel you have to do. I'm not mad. I don't get mad at stuff like that. But if you feel that's what you should do, go ahead. I support you on it.
Me and the realist were thinking that maybe, hopefully, fingers crossed, I can talk Doc into coming over here.
Oh.
So hopefully I'll be back.
Okay.
Okay. I love you.
One love. I'm not used to people telling me they love me. When I hear that shit, I'm like, what? Don't touch me. I don't want a hug. No, I'm joking. As far as them putting like hair products, peace Marcel. As far as them putting like hair products and all that in this movie, it made me think of that weave I seen, and how electromagnetic waves were controlling the wig or altering. I never seen a wig move on its own like that, or a weave more or less. But then when I seen them putting the substance and they were showing, it made them like, it reminded me of the Masonic Creed that I show, Peace Mind's Eye. Because in the Masonic Creed, it talks about the products they're going to make people sick with and shit. And yeah, this movie, it's just something about it, man. That my question is, why would they both put in the open like that? And two, they like to throw stuff in our face, but it's going to desensitize a lot of minds to be the new norm. I don't like it. Every time they make something an agenda, it desensitizes people. It becomes the new norm, and that's not good. Come on. Here we go. Smoking in G sharp. Peace. So, but this picture here that has, and this was the door. They were all numbered B14. April 19th. That's funny. The height, the weight. But it's this picture. I mean, he's holding one of those scientific tubes in his hand with the DNA structure in it. And that's in his right hand. And his right hand's an angle of 90 degrees almost. Not that that matters. But you see one of his eyes. Not that that matters. I'm just saying. And there's a blimp. Why is there a blimp? Have they been doing this since the days of the blimp? Because this don't take part in that era. Have they been doing this since them days? That's why they put that there. Empire State Building. With the, I don't know. What does everyone think in the chat about this picture? Pythagoras.
Hi, Charles. I just hopped up because I knew that you knew I'd watched the movie. I don't want to interfere with the bandwidth or whatever.
You watched the movie?
Yeah, nice. I watched the movie.
So you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And I appreciate you pointing out they kind of underplay it and overplay it at the same time. The drugging of the food and the fact there's that grape juice in the back of the van that they never really.
Wasn't that a racist shot? Right? When I see the grape juice, I'm like, of course. And chicken, that's fucked up. And it was a black neighborhood. Yo, that's fucked up, man.
Yeah. And then the fact that they really hyperstate, like when you walk into the hair salon, they really hyperstate very quickly the hyperstated effects of all of these things, you know, like it's like super euphoric, you know,
Yeah.
like super, you know, and if I'd like to watch it again, because I think that some of that stuff we'd see subtle differences between how the hair product affects the people versus how the chicken affects the people, perhaps, you know?
Well, the hair products made the people more like they did some dope. They were more like relaxed and calm. But
Mm-hmm.
chicken, when they ate the chicken, they were all laughing and everything was funny.
Mm-hmm.
And then they even used words to control people. When he would say, Olympus Black." Remember when the guy said words and he put the gun in his
Mm-hmm.
mouth?
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
And that this point of this picture, actually, when you were saying how long has it been going on, and you know, look at this, like technically underground, that kind of lab, that kind of sterile environment, it would be timeless, right? Like, you know, if nothing ever befell it, then yeah, that painting would last there through times. And then you think about that, you know, that cloning of the future, whatever they called it, that was out, that video showing that they've, you know, almost able to make babies
yeah.
in pods. Yeah, well, what was interesting is in part of the talk of that, they're like, oh, it's good for, in, you know, it was one of their sales factors was for countries, and they specifically pointed out somewhere like such and such and Bulgaria, in case places, you know, need more population, right? So, which I thought was very strange. I thought we were on a depopulation agenda, yet they're coming up with claiming they're
Well,
coming up with the technology, you know.
well, they might be depopulating us and populating with the fake, out with the old, in with the new. Now, they also stated that they could create babies that are genetically masterpieces, perfect, where they don't have no flaws. You know, what they would call us flaws, right? Uh, they're more controllable. They can fuck with the genetics and make this person a mathematician and this and that. They can alter the genetics and create these master babies.
Mm-hmm.
That is crazy. That's, to me, that would be the ultimate sin, if you want to put it, genetically modifying what the so-called creator made already. We don't even know where we truly came from. And I know most people say, I know where I'm from. My grandma told me, yeah, but that, you know, I'm talking about the beginning story. Like, how was the beginning? None of us know that shit. Um,
I think it sort of points to the idea that you were leading to when looking at this picture, you know, like with the blimp and stuff. That I think that it ties it all together, right? Like, what if you produced a whole bunch of clones to populate a post-apocalyptic empty city, right? And then you needed there's no one around to help guide these except for whatever technology, you know, you can provide. So, but you don't want them to know that there's technology, so you end up sort of creating a very simplified, like, you know, Disney World style, simple structured world, you know, with, you know, Milkman puts his clothes on like Truman style, you know, and keep everything simple for everything. And I don't know, I think that it would be easy for them to actually have done this already, and we could be the descendants of, you know, second, third generation descendants of this kind of technology.
hope not. Like, when that guy woke up and he didn't even know that's how I felt in my car accident. Like, even though I had to heal and stuff, but everything felt odd to me and different. But it was like I woke up in another reality or some shit. It's weird. But this picture, winning the race of the future. What's that thing in the corner here? I can't really see what's next to the American flag. can't make it out. That sucks. Shit, man, there's something I wanted to look up when you mentioned something about the movie. Shit, what was it?
Olympic Black?
Yeah, I'm gonna look that up. I bet you the movie will come up when I Google that. Watch. I Googled, there's this Mobb Deep cover, and Prodigy is holding a prison thing with a number on it. So I wrote the number down and I Googled it. That picture came up. I'm like, damn, they got it fucking down packed. That was the first thing that came up was the picture.
Hey.
What's
I
up,
think
Facebook?
Not much. How about you? How you doing?
I'm all right. I'm amped up about this movie.
A likely scenario for cloning, and I don't doubt that they're doing it, is for food. For the underground creeps.
Yeah, when you use that Olympian black, all that comes up is a bunch of black Olympians. Huh. I knew that was going to happen. Yeah, that's all I get. Pictures too. So, I'm sure I could find other stuff if I spent hours digging.
I don't know if you saw that Plain Truth video. Apparently, the AI can read your thoughts and everything when you're sleeping, and it's if you have clones in labs somewhere when you're sleeping, you're operating your clone. They take your spirit, something, and it's operating a clone, doing shit, or getting tortured in another realm or whatever, in a lab somewhere.
Yeah, I heard about that too. B.O.B. talked about that, but I sent you the movie, Marcel.
He even went into the companies that am doing this.
Hold on.
For 20 years.
Starting to sound off. I had messed with the settings and took off the automatic adjust mic, but you just sound more far away. Hold on. Now speak.
How's that?
That's better. If I automatically. I don't know. It's breaking up.
Let me hop out and see if it helps amplify the bandwidth. I can come back up after.
No, I'm going to take this picture now. That's what I'm going to do. Go on my phone.
Because I was just, I'd never heard of that theory before, Ken, but it resonates. And then I was wondering if the dream state that people remember over and above, if that's what could be going on, then that's a dissociative reality that they're creating outside of the two realities that are being played there. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
And the purpose may be to create that alternate reality. That might be the whole focus of the experiment.
A lot of that stuff, what the elites do to children and stuff, it has to do with harvesting the and they just like the Gelson on the Dark Crystal.
But what if we didn't really comprehend what they're harvesting? Like, just bear with me for a second. If we're made in the image of a creator, I know this is blasphemous, but if we're made in the image of a creator,
Blasphemous.
yeah, we're made in
That's
the image of a creator, not just looking like, but we're also, this philosophy stone stuff is like, you can master the inside, you can master the outside. Then, and we know that, like, this is all very hypothetical, but if this were true, that they could have an alter of us somehow, that they've already split off in some reality, that they can torture and use our creative energy, which was made in the image of a creator, our imaginations together create the reality we're in, perhaps. Now what happens if they create us subconsciously in what our subconscious reality makes? What if we make cities of gold, right? That then they can go and terraform their dirt over and send people back into, you know, to mine. Like, I know I'm being super abstract there. It's very Disneyland, you know, laboratory, but it's what do we know so little about ourselves, that what are they really harvesting? You know, is it our creation? Is it the creation of the
DNA.
tortured mind?
And they can do it, and they are doing it, because look at all the money that, where it goes, just goes all with the,
I think we should go in and out. Face Clan, because you're like,
Okay, can you put me backstage?
yeah, let me see. I don't know why it's doing that.
Honestly, it might be my connection, because when the sun comes around at this time,
All right, try to talk now.
how's that? Yeah, the
Sounds-
phone's a bit hot probably. Sorry.
So look here. It says genetic modification is not the same as cloning. Cloning creates an exact copy of all part of an organism's DNA, while genetic modification makes changes to existing DNA to create a new modified version of the genome. And that is kind of what I mean by the giants taking their DNA and modifying to make smaller versions. But who knows if that's true? Who knows if any of this is true? It says right here, the Dolly the sheep is brought up. Dolly! Golly! Dolly!
But they can genetically modify clones. Like, once you've made a clone, then you could genetically modify it.
Well, look, it says genetic modifications, also called genetic engineering, is the process of changing the DNA of an organism, such as a bacterium or plant or animal. These changes can be as small as inserting or deleting a few DNA letters in the organism's genome, its complete set of DNA, to adding a new gene from a different species. Damn, so they could take my DNA and run it with rabbit's DNA. Oh, the rabbit. Guess what I seen walking home? I just got to change the subject. I was walking on my music, coming up the street to go live, and out of the peripheral of my eye, something leaped out of the fucking bushes. Like, not high bushes, but about to my ankles. It was like this weird bushes, but it was in there, and it jumped up, straight up, and I walked by. It scared the shit out of me. I was already in motion to run to the right because I didn't know what it was. I could see it from the side of my eye. It was a baby bunny. And I said, no way. Bunny, come here. And it dipped into the bushes. That fucking rabbit could have had babies. And now they're there because that's where I seen the second rabbit. Maybe it was the same rabbit. They're going up and down the street. But yeah, there's baby bunnies. And I hope they don't get hit. I'm pissed.
I love that.
Yesterday, might have been the day before, a young robin just starting to fly.
Yeah, you still sound far away.
Oh shit.
Are you like far away from the speaker?
No, the phone's just getting hot, I think.
Ken, try going into your own settings and kicking yourself out of default to speakerphone and back. Even sometimes you can turn your cam on and off, or set your cam, change your cam option, and it can help. Just, I don't know, reset something in the StreamYard. It seems.
It says there's many reasons why scientists would want to produce a genetically modified animal. Altering the sequence of individual genes can tell us a lot about how that gene works, how it is controlled, and how it interacts with biological processes in the animal. Many genetically modified animals, it says it right there, so they already have them. It says many genetically modified animals are used as models of human and animal diseases to help scientists discover new treatment therapies. Look right here, some research at the Rosalind Institute. We're going to look into Rosalind Institute. I got to remember that. It won't let me highlight it. Come on. Come on. This
Don't you
is
think
fucking...
that they are the creators of all the diseases because they are doing that?
Most likely, yes.
Yeah. They are raping this beautiful thing that already is here, right? By mixing everything.
Rosalind Institute. Now, where is this place? It's Scotland? Wow. Rosalind Institute is an animal science research institute at Easterbush, Midlothian, Scotland. Okay. Huh. Scotland is where the Irish are at, right? No. Scotland is where the British are at. Yeah. Oh, you can see it. I was about to say it would help. Someone's in the back. I bet you it's Christos. Hold on. Oh, smoking a G-sharp.
Hi, everyone.
Peace.
Hi, smoking.
Hey, Bex.
Nice to see you.
So
Yeah, this is a
where
great
they're
topic.
breeding animals. Look, 1917 they were messing with this stuff. That's pretty close to the blimps. Late 18. They stopped the blimps when? Early 1900s. That's about around the time these people were messing with. Oh no, that's when this place, the Institute of Animal Genetics, 1917 to 1980. So I think they've been doing this since the beginning of time, man. Even the giants are genetically messing with stuff. They had to be. I don't think there's any of this is new. Can I prove it? No, but you know, even in Genesis, people think this God just went, snapped his fingers, and made people. When it states it took a rib, or it probably took genetics. People want to separate science and God, but the God in that Bible was using science, regardless of how people want to accept it or not. The day I see someone snap their fingers and form a human, that would never happen. Though I'll never see that day.
Personally, I think what they destroyed this realm with all the giant trees and everything that was still awesomely big, and they recreated in their own image, which is fucking up our DNA and all that, mixing it with something else.
I agree with Marcel. There was a previous civilization. The beings were much taller. You know, the small person was 8 feet, and they got some of them in the Smithsonian up to 20, 25 feet. And the trees, everything was huge. And I think they messed it up somehow. And you're right, they recreated in their image, but I think everything became exponentially smaller. You know, the meek did indeed inherit the earth.
Yeah.
And I agree with that. I think that once we can reach sort of congruency on that, though, then we can also we can iterate back as far as we want with the idea of the giants might have been creations from the small people as they created abundance, you know, and they wiped themselves out. And, you know, like, I think that it can be, I wouldn't necessarily say then that the larger ones of ourselves were the first, is all I'm trying to say with that, you know, like, that it could be something, there could be a different lessons learned each time, one relative to size of person, one relative to size of you know, I don't know. I just think why tell more stories? Why tell more stories of previous recreations? You know, like what to what avail would it serve? And the only reason I bring it up is just that I feel like assuming that we know the before with certain, right, nullifies what could have been before that and creates some juxtaposition in the binary system that makes you think one might be better than the other, you know, like, or a byproduct or a punishment or a, you know, I don't know.
Maybe some
Yeah,
things are getting
duality,
smaller
you know?
to a point, and then all of a sudden they get bigger again by frequency, or something changes in the atmosphere.
Oh,
Maybe
I'm so
sudden
glad.
heat.
So glad
Maybe
you
it
said that,
happens
because
suddenly.
that crossed my mind too. Yeah, that we get bigger again. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Trying
Or
to
those
find these pictures.
genes that are dormant in the plant.
Where are you?
I did wake up wondering if that YWJ or whatever it is, the YHWH, yeah, code that they say they see in the DNA that proves God. My first thought of this morning was, what if that's the hack? Right? Like, what if what they're telling us is that they've discovered is not the truth, but the you know, but the wall, like the Great Wall of China standing right in front of like the source code, you know, with look what we figured out, you know? It's like, yeah.
Marcel, I did what you told me. I know you send stuff in Dutch, so what I did was I go to Google and I use the translation, and I'm able to translate.
That's what I do as well.
So
Yeah.
that's why I
Cool, right?
sent you that. Yeah, I sent you it in English, so maybe you would figure out that, oh, Chuck's doing it. So
Because I think the story of making a woman from a man's rib, which can be supported just genetically with the Swire women of today, like that there are like XY women walking amongst us that aren't trans, you know, that actually can be fertile with a donor egg. They wouldn't know they're not women, for lack of a better way of putting it. That, I think that's another byproduct. So if we know we can see like the size was changed at least once, bigger for sure. Even pictures of tiny people exist, right? So they've also got they've also shown a history of potentially manipulating our gender, right?
well, look at this. I found this picture. Now, is it 100% real? Is it photoshopped? I don't know. But that's a damn good picture if it's real. Why is this stuff like over them? You know, did they break that to find that? Or is that mud covering them halfway? But I don't know. But either way,
They
Looks
never
real.
look
that's
happy, do
real.
they?
Hell no. There's probably cataclysm going on there, shit in their pants, trying to find cover, while the weasels were underground hiding 7-8 miles down.
Pissed right off.
Christos, what are you doing here? Like this picture, I don't know if this is real, but I personally think there was fish that big at one point. Yes, I do. Just look at whales, and things are huge, especially a sperm whale.
Yeah, there was a recent report down on some beach of the Antarctica where a enormous octopus was the best way they said they could describe it, came at a ship and almost killed someone. I mean, you know, and then it all got hushed again. So, but yeah, I think
Yeah,
that still happens.
Could be coming from the outer lands. What's your name
I
again,
can,
G-Sharp? You don't have to say
Smokey-
your real name.
You have to say my real name?
No, you don't. You don't have to if you don't want to.
Oh. Yeah, you
I
can
don't-
call me G-Sharp, Smoking. Yeah, I usually go by my handle here.
All right, I'll
But-
call you G-Sharp.
But in private, I will gladly tell you my full name.
Yeah, I kind of fucked up with my name. Everyone knows my name, but I let the government bring it. Let
May
them
I
bring it.
interject? I was recently watching, I watch real murder, crime, cold cases, and there was this man, he shot this other man, and he was using a burner phone, and they said, he used a name, Charles Was. And I thought of you. It was
What?
just real. Yeah, look it up. I think it was in like Indiana, Iowa.
They're using my
Uh-oh.
name.
They used your name on a burner phone in this murder. Yeah.
It's
Oh
your
my
clone,
God.
Charles.
No, it
Check your
ain't.
phone.
I don't know what you're talking about.
They're using your
It's not my phone.
your clone.
Yeah, but that what you mentioned in Antarctica, I think it's already more than a year ago. I heard something as well that an expedition in the Antarctica, there was like a lake underneath the ice, and they drilled towards it, and they dived in it, like four or more divers, and they came across like a big giant, octopus or something like that. But it could mimic the divers, so it could basically camouflage itself to that it looked like a diver.
Oh,
And
Trippy.
it killed one diver, and
wait. It could. Hold on.
Yeah, it
That
could
means
mimic.
it would make a giant version of you. If it could mimic.
Yeah,
Damn.
exactly.
I'd be like, that's some serious camouflage. That's like them
I have
fish.
to look it up, but I think the first time I saw it was at a known YouTuber, and I'm gonna look it up and I will send it. But I think
Cool.
it was an expedition from Russians and something like that.
Look at what she said. G-Sharp. She said it was in Indiana. Phil, you using my name? That's what I thought of when you said Indiana. I was like, Phil, motherfucker stole my name. No, I'm joking.
You know, a Phil in Indiana. Yeah, don't quote me on that. I watch so many, it could be a blended thought.
Yeah.
However, yeah, it was like a boss coworker kind of situation with something shady going on or something. Anyway, he ended up killing this guy. And when they said, and we found him with this burner phone, but it wasn't in his name, it was in the name of Charles Was.
Whoa, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Trippy.
They're trying to set me up, take me out.
Yeah, Marcel, if you can find it and put
Yeah,
a
I'm
link in
searching
chat. Excellent. Because Yeah, and it just of course, like many stories, it just disappears.
Look,
Wow.
look at this picture. Can you guys see it?
Yeah, heavy duty logs.
They cloned your phone and you.
Yeah, it's not cool, man. What? Why isn't this working? It says to hit mute. It says hit Shift D. I'm trying to use the keyboard. Oh, Control D.
Does it say what kind of logs it is?
Oh, it might boot me out. That's why it's not letting me do anything. Oh. Man, it took an hour to undo that. Yeah, no, I'm sitting here hitting the Control D and it's like not doing nothing. I think because anyway, this is supposed the Giants. This is the stuff they were knocking down with their fake Civil War, so they could destroy stuff. And there's something else in that movie. You remember, Bex, when you said we have underground facilities in L.A., Chicago. I was thinking if you put L.A., Chicago down to Atlanta, that's one triangle. Then you could go from Seattle to New York City to Houston, Texas. That's a six-pointed star. I guarantee you, all the major cities have underground labs.
I think I've got the right one. I posted it in the chat, the link from YouTube. I think that's
Look
the
at this
one.
giant.
Looks like it.
I wanted to ask G Sharp if she heard it of the Pantagonian tribe that was in South America.
No, tall people though.
Yep, they were between 12 and 14 feet tall.
Yeah, all over the world. And the darn Smithsonian keeps taking all of this and hiding it away.
Yeah, they took giant bones and said they're dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Look at these statues. That's about right. It's about how tall these people were. We look like freaking a pair of socks to them.
Actually, that's a good description. Knee-high socks. Oh my gosh.
Look at this thing. I don't think it's real, but it could be. But look at these people's faces. Why are they doing this? Look at that guy's face.
They're morphing. It looks like that they're hiding their true looks. Or looks. I don't know if you call it looks.
What a strange world.
Yeah. The lizard people.
I think our world. Yeah, we could be like that movie.
They Live.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think the glasses is signifying that you see through the system. I think They Live was like the first Matrix. The way the lady calls to her watch, it's just like Agent, what's his name? Smith? Yeah,
Well,
Agent Smith.
They look that they're already dead, including the Pope.
Look at this picture. from a book from the 1800s. And he's literally got him chained up or tied up, and he's walking him with his horse. That's in Egypt, it looks like, really. Matter of fact, because we see pyramids, we don't always have to jump and say it's Egypt. I do that a lot. Then I remember, oh wait, there's pyramids all over the realm. So the pyramids could have been the first type of like place that creates energy. Maybe they were more like diamonds. They were more like they used the sun and the moonlight to create energy, or the ether. I know cathedrals definitely were on a certain frequency. They got somatics. All the cathedrals, especially in my city, there's a certain somatics on each building. Some have the same. That reminds me of what frequency were they on.
You know, that is a good, first of all, good reminder not to jump to the familiar narrative of like, oh, it's got to be Egypt because of pyramids, because structures were just everywhere. Wow, that's a good one.
Yeah, and a good reminder for me to correct on that giant thing, because we see pictures of these things existing together. What if it was always, we always all were mixed up, and it wasn't an either or, and there was some genetic manipulation involved at some point that created or war division and genetic manipulation that enhanced all of those differences to have like giants, and you know, like
I think, yeah, I think you're onto something. Yeah, I think we coexisted at some point, and that explains for the various arches in a lot of the old buildings, you know, because they always have the huge one, and then they'll have a small door on the side. And the Masonic lodges, you know, have the 3 doors or something, the 2 doors. I'm not familiar with that.
Look at Jesus and his people, and then look at these little guys. They said, the other picture I have back here, let me go back a few. Oh, it's not gonna let me now. Come on, man. It's gonna mix in all the other pictures. Anyway, it shows Jesus as a giant with these little people here. Now people can argue and say, oh, that's to show that Jesus is they used to draw people huge because it shows their status, right? No, maybe, but I'm not buying that 100%. And I think a lot of these people, I don't even want to necessarily say the Bible is 100% true, because I personally don't think it is. But I do believe, or let me not use that word believe, I do think that those people were taller, like Adam. Whatever in the Bible, that's the beginning of a system. Like when I tell like religious people, the book is registered under the crown, and it was made for King James by philosophers, people get real mad, especially my friends that are Christian. I don't know if this is real. Someone said this is AI generated. Yeah, okay, how? Don't look AI generated to me. Did they boot me out? No. I was wondering why it's quiet.
I think the reason, you know, I think one of the reasons that we do know that they've always been able to augment photography now, right? So I think that's the reason that them showing that they can augment it is to discredit any valid pictures. You know, like, I don't know, I watched a video one time, it looked like it was a really old video of a Asian family passing enjoying time with a much bigger Asian person through a little sort of like window in their house, right, where you could see that they passed, you know, back and forth a cup of tea or whatever, but this person was much, much larger than the people he was with, and as they passed the objects back and forth, it just looked so real that it, you know, any of them saying something like this isn't, then try and find that, you know, which could be augmented as well, but where do you let your intuition, you know, fail you then, because the buildings around us show these giant doors for these people.
Look at his face, man. Look at this baby's face. It's like weird looking. So is this guy's right here. But this guy is literally, I mean, if this is Photoshop, they did a good job, because look at the boots, the shadow of the boot. I mean, that is on point.
And what if that's a small adult there? What if they're showing a really tall grown up and a really small grown up?
He is. Look at the roof in these buildings. Even though that's far away, he definitely could look onto the roof.
Because that guy between his feet looks like a mini Trump. Doesn't look like a child at all.
The giant looks like the one in Game of Thrones, the big giant dude.
Look at this giant. He's chilling on the hillside. And you see these little people down here crossing the bridge. Compared to this Joe Schmo. Look at he's huge. He's sitting on his throne. Look at the water's running over his freaking arm.
I know, it almost looks like he's inside a mountain, like it's a cross section of a mountain.
It is. Yeah. You got the water running over his arm. It's coming down. Huh.
Drumheller, Alberta, Canada.
Awesome.
I ended up looking at a website today, but Drumheller, Alberta, Canada is some sort of like I don't know, it looks like bones sticking out of the ground. It is bones sticking out of the ground. They claim it's dinosaur bones, right? But when you look at the substance that's got these bones sticking out of it, it sure looks like it was poured, you know?
Well, somebody could name where this picture is from. Look at the stones. Stonehenge. I was looking up Stonehenge, and it literally said it was completed in 1920. How is it 5,000 years old, but you completed it in 1920? I got to get the pictures from, what's his name? He had pictures of them with cranes and shit, moving them stones there.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
These are the giants. These are the Patagonian giants. G Sharp. She's still here?
Oh, definitely. I'm just listening in. Yeah, the stories of the giants all over the place, and they were around, I believe, up until the 1800s, and then they pretty much got them died off.
Or they went to the outer lands.
Or yes. Or they made an agreement and said, hey, you know, we'll go under the wall out there, and you little people can have it in here.
Or they watched Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, found Rick Moranis, fixed the settings, and became us.
Or they're the fucking rulers of this place. They created us genetically. See, they always show these pictures like they're cave people. They don't have no technology. But if you look at Thor or Zeus, they or the Vahara, look into the Vahara that I made a video on. They had high tech weapons. How are these people at the war of the heavens? Remember I showed you I'll show it in a minute. The pictures of the Earth and how it aligns with. I'll show you in a minute after I show these giant pictures I found in old books. This is Jack and the Beanstalk. I like Jack and the Beanstalk's picture because I think this land that we're on, we could have been mixed with the giants.
Also, if you notice in the picture, the arch to the castle behind is just the right height for someone like him.
Yeah, and they try to say it was for one fun excuse, but it couldn't make sense. Is they would carry flags that were high up, and they needed to get through the doorway. Just put the flag down.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. No, that's architecture for a reason. Flags.
I don't know if this is real. It looks real. The sheep definitely looks real, man. Um, I, I don't know. People say it's AI generated again, but I don't believe it.
No, I think when we used to have those big trees and everything else was big, everything else would grow big as well, including animals and people. I mean, imagine what the lung capacity would be for us with all that fresh air.
I don't think this is real. That could be wrong. I have no clue what this is, but this could be an overlay. You know, back in the days they would Photoshop or overlays.
This really
This
looks
looks like
fake.
one. Yeah, that's an overlay. They were dropping bombs in the background, as you can see, or something. But yeah, or it's a movie set, and they did an overlay. This guy even looks a little weird right here. Even though, look at the size of this guy compared to this guy. If you lined them up next to each other, he would be probably almost double the size. I don't know, but I thought this was interesting.
Mm, nice. That's a good find.
Yeah, I think the Giants had high-tech weapons and everything. I'll show some Baharas. All right, we're back to the beginning. Yep. All right, let me show. Baharas. That's gone. No, I'm going to show the Lichtenberg effect first. This is.
Go ahead.
I just want to say the Lichtenberg effect I got from Divergent. He pointed out. I'll show you in a minute. I'll point out what I mean.
Okay, I was just going to comment with Canna Dummy. Mentions petrified trees in the Saurus, Manitoba. Yeah, the trees, what we call plateaus and buttes.
Giant tree stumps.
Yeah, to go along with the bigger people.
Yeah, I took some big pictures myself. I mean, I took pictures of the big tree stumps because that ties in with the Titans. But this picture. Oh no. Oh, I thought I booted myself out. Whew. Oh no. Okay, I gotta do it like this. Okay, here it comes, the picture. Let me know when you guys can see it.
Yep.
Alright. So this is when you take a negative and positive. It's called the Lichtenberg effect. And they do it in wood burning. They'll take a negative and positive, clamp it onto wood, and you can see where the energy burns into the wood, like a lightning strike, or here, as you see, it makes these effects on wood. You could look the Lichtenberg effect up to get a better idea. I don't know why that's here. That shouldn't be here. but it's there. There we go. That looks the same on South America here. Or is that Africa? I think that's South America. But I'm gonna give you a better picture. This is
Looks like
Google
South
Earth.
America.
Yep, this is Google Earth. Screenshot. This sort of electricity or lightning bolts they show Zeus holding, or I'm gonna show you the Viharas, which is a high-tech weapon that was used with crystals. These people had some serious weaponry. That makes our atomic bombs look like fucking dust bombs. This is another picture of the rivers and stuff. They all look like the Earth was hit with these high-tech weapons. The giants definitely had a war. That's why the desert, some of the tree stumps, giant titan tree stumps are blown back. They're not all cut straight. And the desert looks like sawdust from these titan trees. It could be, or it's what's left over. Like some of these bricks are melted in the desert area. So these high-tech weapons are melting fucking bricks.
Yeah, and it does make it does make sense, and it looks logical. But if you have waters above and waters below, and we are living in this realm, and there would be some kind of big electrical event, basically. You know, we are in between water, and water is a good conductor, so you're basically fried when that happens, basically. You know?
Yeah, I think there was a massive war or something, and they had great weapons, and it is like an electrical shock in these places, you know. I'm sitting in an area too that seems like it really got bombarded at one time, and I look at the moon. They always say, "Oh no, asteroids hit it and caused craters." No, that's yes, it's the remnants of the war down here. It shot up in the air.
Or
You know,
the moon is. I think the moon isn't even a solid object. I've seen stars through it, the sky through it with naked eyes. But I did see a video that presented the moon being lightning strikes. When they showed, he showed sprits, they're called, or sprites. Sprites, yeah. And it makes sense. That makes more sense than these fake meteors hitting the moon. You never see meteors, ever.
no.
Then he showed with a filter, that same video, he showed the sun, and he showed the fucking electric sparks coming off the sun. The universe is electrical. That's the number one secret, I think, in the Masonic symbolism, with the two pillars, the negative and positive. Just like the brain, the left and right side of the brain, God's throne in that picture is your pineal gland, on and on. They're hiding infinite energy too. Vihara, I'll show you these weapons. They got some all. It's just gonna blow your mind. These Viharas, Viharas. I don't know what happened to what's his name? They used to come here. He disappeared. Daniel, I think his name was. No. Yeah, Daniel H, right? No.
Gabriel H.
Huh?
Gabriel H. or Daniel's Michigander.
Gabriel. Why the hell did I think of Daniel? I was thinking of the Bible or something.
When Daniel is Michigander.
Oh, okay.
Who's been around, but he's 2 weeks. He's 2 weeks into a name change.
Yeah. Now, if you look at all these ancient so-called, let me know when you see the picture. I've showed these already, so most people here was. I'm showing this for G Sharp, which she hasn't seen. I don't think. Come Come on, picture, load, load, load. Sometime tonight. Here we go. See, he's got the Vihara. It's the double-sided trident.
Oh yeah, I've seen that symbol, big and small, all over.
That's Odin. That's one that has it. Odin, the devil.
Lightning.
Yep. Zeus. Um,
Oh yeah.
these are like little models of the real ones, and you could tell you could put something in each side. But it also looks like the center. How did he put it? Like the center realm would be Earth, and it looks like the I can't think of the word. I'm thinking of too much stuff.
Yeah, perfectly balanced. That weapon.
Yeah.
I
Damn,
guess
I
it's a
can't
weapon.
think of the Taurus field. That's what that looks like.
Oh yeah.
But if you look inside the brain, you know, you got the receptors and the connectors, the electricity
See
system
right
in the
here.
brain through all the body. It basically looks like that as well. You know, the connections.
Look right here, G-Shot.
I see
them?
the guys.
You see my mouse?
Yeah, the guys carrying the trident
This
weapons.
is
I'm wondering
Sumerian.
what are the two guys on
Sumerian
each side
gods.
of? Are they
The
sacrificing
snakes right
someone?
here?
Yeah.
I don't
Guy in
know.
the
These
center?
are like snakes. The snakes represent like the serpents represent energy. So I don't know. I was
That's
asking that to
true.
myself too. I'm like,
Yeah, the
he's got a
snake could
staff in
also
his hand.
be current. You know, the movement.
Look at his wrists. He's got like cuffs on them. Look at the bar. His hands are in that bar. He's handing it to him, or he's in handcuffs. One of the two. I just noticed that. Huh. Sumerian gods. I forgot Inky. No, it's not Inky. That's Murdoch. I think that was. See, in this Indian picture from India, it's got all these. These are different weapons. A sword, but he's holding up the Vihara.
Yeah. All kinds
It
of
looks to me
tools and stuff.
that it's perfectly balanced or something. That the show it was like perfectly balanced.
It is the Taurus there.
why-
Look at that.
I don't know why I put that here, but yeah.
Yeah, I get it though. With the
The guy in the center is, I think that's the Sumerian guy. The guy on the right, one of them is Murdoch. I don't know the guy on the left here, but he's holding one too.
wow.
Looks Asian.
Yeah. There's tons. It's the beginning. Now you got even the this was a weapon too. Zeus, not Zeus.
No, Thor.
Thor's hammer
Thor
always
with
has
the Taurus.
electricity. Right.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
It shoots
Yeah.
energy. So
So they were playing with really high powered electricity and they messed up.
Yeah.
They melted
yeah,
everything.
look at this under lighting.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, that lemon lime juice is so makes my mouth water.
Yeah.
It's so
I'm
good.
drinking a grapefruit drink here. Does the same thing.
And some of these
coconut juice, yes.
Yeah, when they play with that plasma, it's like sound. It makes all these different. Now, do you think by now they have figured something out with a few of these? You know, like that shape does
Hell
this
yeah.
and that. Yeah.
Look at this. This isn't one of those fake NASA pictures. They say this is a well, this actually, the name of the picture is Thunder Gods. But that looks like a fake picture of NASA. They probably, it does look like a Bahara though. Like quasar or some shit. Excuse me.
Enki and Enlil. Maybe.
Definitely
Yeah, I know I got
should-
Enki and Lil in here. I have them in here.
Yeah, I see the electrical weapon, and it's like fighting a chimera or something here. Oh, there again. Wow.
I think this is Murdoch.
What if they're drawing the energy from the snake creature into the weapon? Because we said the snake represents electricity of some sort, but it looks like they're in some kind of position. The last picture, like they were in a position of submission, right? His hand was around his neck. He was the snake guy. Could have easily, like, they used his snake limbs to, like, whatever, suffocate, or you know what I mean? Like, so if the snake represents electricity, or at least at some point it does, and these guys are holding this kind of weapon, it just makes me wonder if the relationship is like we feel like our energy is being sucked in this soul system or whatever. What if that's what that humanoid is doing, with electricity there with that snake creature?
Yeah, not a very
Here's a
copacetic
real
relationship.
Yeah.
Here's a real
If
one.
if I see this one, the first impression I had with this photo was giant squid that I saw.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
That's a
Oh,
good
wow.
one.
And the previous
Huh.
ones had a squid legs.
Exactly.
Ah,
This is a real one right here. Now, I don't know what's in the center of this, but I have diagrams of how it works. I hope they're in this. Unless it's on my phone, that would suck. Somebody else did what I was doing. I don't know who put this together, but I already had all these pictures. Now look at the Louisiana symbol here they use. It looks like a Bahara. I
they
use
got
this
that
all the
in
time in
Europe.
my...
That's that sign you got in Europe almost everywhere. People with money have that on the fences.
Yup.
The fleur de lis. I don't know what Lee is. That LIS? What is Lee? Word? Book?
Sounds like light.
Yeah, but leer is to read.
Here it is. I knew I had it. There you go. That's how it works. You see how it's enclosed at the end? It's closed. But when we look at them, it's open. See how these are closed now? It's like connecting to energy. It looks like a yin and yang right here.
Yeah, and
yeah.
it looks also like a closed system, like a free energy device or something.
Ah, good thought.
Yeah. To read. Lis is to read. Fleur de lis. It's also a place, though. A lily. But fleur de lis. Literature.
I had a feeling those French kings had something up their sleeve. I really do.
Now, I forgot who this is. That guy has wings. This might be Mercury or Hermes, but they got it in their hand. Just like the
Yeah.
caduceus. Yeah, it represents the spine and all that. Caduceus is a weapon too.
Where is he pointing to?
Um,
It looks like a torch or something.
yeah, yeah. It looks like a bush. No, not a bush, but it looks like a fire. I mean, what is that? Side of a mountain? Looks like an oven. I don't know.
And there's a tree on top of it.
I have to. Yeah. Look at Elon Musk, my bedside table. He's got a Vihara. That bastard.
Oh my goodness.
He's got a
What
Vihara,
a weirdo.
and he's got. Look, I had one of these snub nose, 44 Smith & Wesson. That looks like a 45, man. That thing's like a handheld shotgun.
Yeah, it would only take one.
Ancient Indian weapon. See it? Ancient Indian weapon that could shoot thunder and lightning. How do you shoot thunder? I can see the lightning. Maybe the thunder's the frequency, the sound. Yeah, you could shoot thunder because whenever thunder strikes or the clashing of the energies in the heavens, I said this a few days ago, I hear it echo off the firmament all the time, or whatever the firmament is, it's echoing off it.
I heard a woman on the internet. She had a piece like that as well, but she says it wasn't a weapon, but it could be used for good and for bad, and she used it to balance her system perfectly with frequencies. And so yeah, bad people will always do bad things with something like this.
Well, and it just goes to show that maybe most devices that can transmit can also receive. Because if it's being used to, although I guess you could, or most devices that transmit a frequency, tuning device could change that frequency. So now you're not emitting it as a weapon, but you've tuned it to emit it as a healing device. You know?
Yeah, that would explain why they changed all the frequencies to harmful frequencies. You know?
That's pretty much what they've done, have they not?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you see you may not see my avatar, but I see your Star Wars Stormtroopers. My avatar.
It was Clone Day.
Yeah, my avatar is actually I put the prompt into I call her Marsha. I call all AI that helps me Marsha. But GenCraft, the AI art program I'm using, I just put the word Renaissance Clone Factory in a few weeks ago, and out came these very sad, forlorn-looking wooden dolls standing in a beautiful, sort of cathedral place, not knowing what to do with themselves, having no purpose. Which wooden clones would be very fragile, But yeah, it kind of looks like your picture too.
Yeah. Well, as far as I know, the Star Wars clan here, they're not supposed to be fragile. But yeah, I went with the theme the best I could. But yeah, I'm very interested in science fiction movies talking about duplicating and cloning and genetics. There's just been some really interesting thought in how it's done and how it ends up.
Cool.
I can continue. Well, what is it? Raised by Wolves. I don't know if anyone has seen that. It's on HBO. A very interesting thought about bringing, genetic material to create children on a different planet and raised by robots.
What was the name? The movie?
Yeah, it is a movie. It's a series. I think there's 11 episodes or something like that. 2 seasons, I think. And it's a very trippy turn on how, because normally we just think, oh, they'll just clone you and put you in a Star Wars uniform, and now you're, a soldier or something, but this was very different thought on it.
Mm-hmm. Well, if you were going to invest the kind of money to preserve life in such a way that you could have some sort of laboratory, whether it's a ship being sent off to colonize somewhere, if you believe in that, or whether it's just some sort of, preservation like Monsanto lab, you would definitely want to have created, if the opportunity arose, the ability to have that lab access should actually there be absolutely no biological human life left to just to restart the system, right? So that would be the fail safe on the fail safe of the fail safe would be to have like at least AI could start it, right?
Yeah, it's well, anyway, well, I just thought it was just our take on science fiction movies right now when it concerning this has been a little broader in thinking, than the average, what I call Hollywood stamp, where it's all fighting, somebody gets kidnapped or dies, and some, kind of typical layout of a drama. They're a little twisty. So I'm wondering what they're trying to tell us.
See?
That's all.
This is Zeus. He has it in his hand. Good old Zeus.
And that series is called Raised by Wolves, just to make note.
Yes.
Cool.
Raised by Wolves, and it's on HBO, if Max, whatever they want to call it now. They're going through name changes again. Good grief.
There
What
he
was
is,
that
good old
last picture? That was a weird last picture that showed the snake legs almost as a map. Same with this one. But you know how in the ocean they have those little circles with all the stars out on it?
Yeah. He's
That
in a
almost looks
diamond,
like that.
which looks like a pyramid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in a what do you call it?
It also makes me think of like Gulliver's Travels, that he's had that rope
Prism.
is tight as imprisoned him in this picture or something.
Yeah, these are giants. 'Cause look at the little animals. Cows.
Look at those legs. Look at the leg of the middle guy. It's more like the Starbucks.
Snake legs. These snake legs remind me of the deity Abraxas.
So funny. I just learned Abraxas this past week. Brought it up yesterday, and I think it's so cool that you know what Abraxas is, Charles.
Yeah, I spoke about him and I read about him in that book.
Was that where the seed was planted?
Talked about him.
Interesting. That's from the Manly P. Hall the 6 chapters you did?
Yeah. Everyone's
That's where Abraxas came from?
I'm gonna turn these pictures up.
Oh, nice one. Wow.
Cool coin. Yeah. That dude's busy with all the lightning bolts up there.
What Andino blue? What's that? What?
Opus Philoformicum.
Who's talking shit? Uh-oh.
That big tree on the left looks like Garden of Eden or something. What does it say? Paradivus? Yeah.
Come on. This thing won't work. Slow it down. I'm clicking for an hour. There we go. Yeah, this is Zeus sitting in his cloud, the sky daddy. This thing's everywhere, man. These Viharas are everywhere. These are a few weapons. Perseus, Peruit. I mean, the Thunder Club. That's what the Vihara is called. Yeah, this is where they get it from. The Earth's magnetic field.
And the Paradivus, that was the text that was on that wall on the left with that big tree. Paradivus means
Yeah.
to spread or to spread or to spread or dispersed, spread out, not contracted, diffused, scattered. Is that what makes sense with the lightning stuff and all that?
Genetic manipulation. Faceplane's back. Hold on, faceplant. I'm gonna jump off of here, go back, come through my phone.
Alrighty then.
Mhm.
I guess I'll be the talking filler.
Do it.
Yeah, this is a station break. But so Bex, I know we talked about where you're from a little bit. Marcel, where are you from? Generally, you don't have to,
I'm from the Netherlands. Holland,
Nice.
also called Holland. Yeah.
Oh, Holland.
Hmm.
Yes. I went through there in the late 80s. Just one day, 1.5 days I spent through there. I'm sorry?
That's a while back.
Yeah, it is. I'm sure much has changed.
Yeah, absolutely. Just like everywhere.
Yeah, no kidding. Face plant.
How's my mic?
Good. I can hear you good.
Mic check.
Yeah, everything
Yep,
sounds
you're good.
better.
Yeah,
All right.
I listen to AM radio from North Dakota, and they play some old songs sometimes on there, and just thinking how goofy they are. And like I'm listening to a song, and I'm thinking that song, like the artist didn't write the songs. I realize now, but he didn't back then. You know what I mean? You know what I
Which
mean?
specific song was that, Ken?
I'm not sure. I think it was a Queen song, and I'm thinking, well, that song could have been written for 10cc, or it could have been written for David Bowie. You know, it was the same kind of sound and same kind of weird themes, like the social engineering of and predictive programming that it is.
Yeah, that's so interesting you brought that up. I was just talking.
A song by Elton John called Rocket Man. Like, he didn't really write the song. Like, it's
Probably
a
not.
supposed songwriting duo of him and some guy, Bernie Taupin, that he
Mhm.
never met. And then Rocket Man, the song is brought back into the narrative by William Shatner and then Stewie Griffin on the Family Guy. And like, one of the lines of the song is like, it all reinforces the fake, the manufactured reality we're in.
Yeah, no kidding, huh?
Like, the line is, Mars ain't the kind of place to raise your kids.
Yeah, there's a lot of lines in songs I question now because I'm seeing that the spell they put on us, you know, they get the right beat for you. Everyone's a little different, so the song's beats are a little different, you know, but they get that right groove and beat for you. And then they layer the words of what they want you to do in this decade.
Yeah, custom made for the times. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and there are
Here's
quite a few songs that I probably most people didn't write those songs. They were probably decennia old or even older. You know, I looked up some songs that I recognized in more recent bands and artists, and they basically got it from somewhere else. They basically it was a copy from a copy from a copy, and they just basically made their own version of it. But probably the most known artists or bands probably didn't write their own music. You know?
Yeah, it was hijacked from somewhere
Yeah.
and then twisted around to be a weapon to healing something.
Yeah.
They turned it sideways.
Well, yeah, I follow the Sage of Quay, and I have to concur with him that the Beatles could not have written, sorry, some of you Beatles fans, could not have written that many songs in that shorter period of time while on tour and making 2 movies and 2 albums every year. Come on.
Yeah.
No.
My aunt loved the Beatles. She had every album or record that dropped of them. That's how I started listening to some of the music and watching the Yellow Submarine. Pretty much raised with. Then my mom listened to Jimi Hendrix, Janis Joplin, some bluegrass, country, and me. I'm the one that stuck out. Well, no, my uncle listened to Metallica, Rolling Stones, and all that hard rock, some classic. And I'm the idiot who grew up listening to hip hop and like Wu-Tang Clan and stuff. But through the years, I like Rage Against the Machine, Metallica, and all that, and all the great rock and roll people.
Dirt poor people would be saving up their pennies to buy the next Beatles record that wasn't out yet, waiting for it to see what it is.
I thought Mind's Eye was here.
Yeah, I thought so too. But
I don't know. Calm down, Dean. I get what Dean's saying, but I try not to let that stuff get to me, because at the end of the day, when I hit stream end, I turn off all that shit, so it don't affect me.
yeah, it's best not to.
What's up, Dean?
Hey, Chuck. I want to come up here and have a little bit of a bloody grumble. Bro, I just decided, yesterday I had a bit of a go at Mind's Eye and on So Armors, but I just thought, fuck it, it's time. It's time, bro. It's time to tell these fuckers. They fucking sound like broken records. They say the same stuff every fucking day in 100 different words, but the fucking story's the same. It never changes. These poor bastards stuck in that bloody one mode of mind. They can't even leave it. The whole fucking life is wrapped around it.
Where was this?
Oh, Mind's Eye. I was on So Armors, and I apologise to So Armor because I made a bit of a bloody outburst. I mean, I'm pent up with bloody all sorts of shit going on in my life.
Oh, this was yesterday.
Yeah, that was yesterday. Fuck,
I was over there. I was over there for like
a cunt of a morning, and then I got to work and my fucking chainsaw just wouldn't work, and I thought, oh, for fuck's sake, how can it get any worse? And then fucking Mind's Eye just dribbles the same fucking dribble about rat tails and bee stings, and it was just fucking. I was thinking, will this guy ever change? I mean, is that guy so fucking stuck on his fucking own record that he's always in the same thing? I mean, I've never heard any different from him. It's like a fucking broken record since I got here. YouTube and Mind's Eye, what are you doing, man? Fuck. Yep, and all these other drunkards, that Dark Chameleon came to your show. He came to your show, Chuck. Hey, he came to your show and he comes in slurring and drunk. You can hardly hear him. And then the bugger, I mean, this is it. This is how fucking ridiculous and disrespectful I find the cunt. Because he goes over to London's show and he comes correct. He's not pissed. He's not slurring his words. But he comes back to your fucking show the next fucking moment and he's drunk again. What kind of fucking animal is that? Hey? What kind of fucking animal is it?
I was thinking about the same thing. Like, do I have to pretend I'm drunk to have a conversation with this guy?
I know. It's fucking ridiculous. You can't fucking
hold on.
it.
So you're saying he went to London yesterday? He wasn't drunk?
He went over to London. He was talking there. He wasn't drunk. Well, if he wasn't drunk, if he wasn't intoxicated to the point where he could talk normally, right? But he wasn't. He was talking in a way different way than he's talking on your show. Man, way different. Fucking bullshit, man. Two-faced fucking crap as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, people want to push me to see how far they can take it.
It's two-faced fucking bullshit. These cunts are fucking telling us. They're pointing their fingers at us like they're the fucking glory god to fucking look up to. And they're fucking just as fucking idiotic as the fucking rest of them. And me, probably. I don't give a fuck. But these cunts, they go around sprouting that they're fucking learning and they're changing all this. It's the fucking same shit every fucking day. It's ridiculous.
But could it be a matter of timing? I do understand that some shows are at the same time in the day, but there's also different times in the week and different days of the week and different things going on for people. And,
yeah, so you wait till you're fucking rotten fucking drunk and then you go in and make a fucking idiot of yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that comes down. I think that comes down to inhibitions, for for a lot of us, I would say a lot of us might do things drunk. It'd be different than we would.
I am going to stop that.
Hey, look at me going off right now, Vic. I'm fucking going off right now, right? Different times. Yeah? We're all at different times. We're all at different times.
like I said,
Mhm.
all that drunk shit's about to stop because all I kept hearing was interference yesterday when who was trying to talk? Was it you, Bex? Somebody was trying to talk and it was nothing but interference. It's like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah, whoever.
It's fucking about respect, man. I mean, I might fucking sound like I'm going off my fucking trolley all half the fucking time, but I find myself going off half the trolley like this because of disrespect, because of these cunts who think they've all got the fucking high and mighty godlike fucking status, but they can fucking lower themselves to the fucking rotten drunk stage and come in like a fucking imbecile. Fuck, eh? Who's elevated when you're fucking talking that shit? Eh?
Yeah, I didn't see that at Salama's. I had to go, so I just jumped off when they were talking, and I didn't. By the time I was done doing what I had to do, it was over. So
Yeah, well, as I say, I'm one of these fucking old cunts that can't be bothered with this shit, you know? When fucking people start talking fantasy talk, I just fucking, it's funny to me, man. It's just funny shit. You know, it's really amazing how I look at the fucking whole scenario, bro, and, you know, like, I got to get up every day and I go out and I do my stuff. Now, I think in myself, you know, how many generations would it take of my children living in a city before they forgot even what the earth can do for us, right? How many generations would it take for people to forget that the earth has actually got anything for them? I fucking think the script has fucking done a great job, because most people you talk to today, they got their fucking heads in the cloud. They're talking about fucking fantasies and living in fucking some other place than this place.
yeah,
When they're fucking right here is everything we fucking need. It's fucking ridiculous, man. It's just ridiculous.
don't have a heart attack, Dean. Relax. I know you get frustrated. We all get frustrated, but one thing I've learned: when people see you frustrated, there's people out there that will keep pressing that button, man. It's like a chink in the armor.
Yep, but I don't mind. I fucking live with this chink in my armor all my fucking born days, Chuck. And I've lived with it. I know how to fucking live with it. I know how to handle it. And I can go off with it. I don't give a fuck. Because I fucking am knowing. I know that in the end of the day, I'm still a strong cunt. I can still run down to the end of the fuck. I can still run down the end of my fucking driveway and get the mail. At 70, I bet there's not many fucking people can do that.
What was he talking about yesterday after I left?
I don't know, bro. That's the thing, is that just sounds like slurred gibberish to me.
He is the wordsmith, though.
Hey, Dean.
Yeah.
Do you live in a populated area, like a town with any houses?
The nearest neighbor is a quarter of a mile away, bro.
Sweet.
I'd have to walk out my gate, which is about 100 yards to the letterbox from here, and then I have to go a couple of 100 meters down the road to the nearest neighbor. Right.
I have lived in the city for quite a while. I'm probably say I'm from the country. I grew up in the country, and but I lived in the city most of my adult life. And I worked with some guys who come from out of town. They lived out of town and they came into town to work, right?
Yeah.
And the one guy, and this is 90. He said he could feel the madness as he approached the city, all the frequencies and everything. And that's what I'm having a big problem now. They affect your moods, and it's all by design. They can affect your moods.
I'll tell you what affects my moods, really, I'll tell you. is when I have to clean up other people's fucking dog poo. You know, I feel fucking pissed off when I walk out onto my deck and it smells like dog urine because the fucking dog can't go out and piss on the fucking grass. No, it has to come and piss in my fucking back door. That's what I'm pissed about. Yeah. Right? I get a flat, mate. I get a flat. That's not frequency, man. That's fucking somebody interfering with my frequency, right?
Damn dog pissed off. Dog's pissed off, so he's pissing on.
No, it's not my dog, bro. I've got a new fucking flatmate, and the can't fucking organise his dog to teach it, right?
Yeah, I hate roommates. I had a roommate. I said I didn't want him to have any dogs. What does he do? He gets a dog right away.
Oh, well, he's gone. Anybody who fucking does that shit to me, they can fuck off. Gone. That's fucking history. I don't need a fucking flatmate like that. I'll get another one.
Yeah, there's nothing like being downgraded at your own home.
Let's talk about genetics. Maybe it will, instead of dwelling on
anyway, that was me grumble today. So all those cunts, they want to have a go? Yep. There you go. I'm the bastard you're having a go at.
What do you think about genetic? Did you see the movie? Dean probably hasn't seen it, called they cloned Tyrone. Bex has seen it. That's awesome. Marcel will see it. I sent Marcel the movie. I'll have to send it to you, Dean, if you could watch it.
No worries, I will.
They like talk movies. I think they always give you they give you gems, but the gems that's gonna deceive you. Thinking a certain way about stuff that's wrong.
Well,
like reinforcing the.
It keeps me researching. I never take it as face value, where I'd be like, "Well, that's 100% fact." Because they like to steer us down the wrong direction.
Yeah, it's like you're trying to say, well, okay, what are they talking about here? What's really happening in the real that they're trying to deceive you about?
Yeah, Dean, don't be so angry, man. You come to the right place. Change that attitude to happiness.
There you. Okay, you have. I have changed my attitude just like that, just from hearing your voice. You're like me brother. You're my brother, right?
That makes me feel good. Oh yeah. I gotta work on the. I got a lot of editing to do. I have never edited a video over 2 hours long, but it's my first interview. Me and Dean finished it up. Now I have to edit it. And that's the biggest job. The interviewing part's easy. The editing, to get everything right, is the harder part, you know. I want it to come out perfect, you know, but it's my first one, so. But we'll see. I think people enjoy it.
I reckon we'll probably have to do a follow-up, you know. Because, you know, there's probably stuff that I, you know, like, I mean, there's probably knowledge that I could probably share with people that would help them to be a bit more self-sufficient, you know, things that you can do to be self-sufficient. Yeah.
So did you see the part of the video where I was looking in Google and the difference between genetic manipulation and actual cloning. They were saying the differences, and they could go down like me. Well, Bex brought up the artificial wombs. They had a video about, and they also brought up how 420. Where's my weed? They brought up how they could basically make like a child, like the all perfect child, where the child won't be, won't think about this or that. It'll be like a mathematician master and all that.
I can see that coming. I can see that coming, Chuck. Yes.
I think they've already done it in Hollywood. I think some of these Hollywood families probably can't have children. So what better way to introduce genetic modification than to the rich people that could pay for it?
They're not allowed to have normal children, even if they could.
Why?
Well, they're just like the Hollywood meatball.
Yeah. Meat sacks. They are a meatball.
They have to go along with the program, right? The transhuman agenda. That's what Angelina Jolie adopted children from Africa and got them to be gender switchers. So it sterilized
G-sharp.
little kids.
I think you're bloody right, actually, Chuck, because you couple that with mental programming, and you're going to just stem people's minds away from anything or towards anything you want, right? You know? I mean, it only takes 4 generations to, so the first generation, he builds it. The second one, he gets, he gets to be a part of it. The third one, he usually starts bloody selling the bloody thing. And the fourth one misses out.
Fourth one,
it only takes 4 generations. I mean, it only takes 4 generations to stuff up a farm. I've already bloody seen it. I've watched it happen. I watched it 2005, even my own farm. But I mean, my own farm, my parents' farm. But my neighbours, they had, 5th generation. The 5th generation is already being born. And what's that bugger got? Nothing. And yet his family had a 2,500 acre farm. Yeah, they all just fucking get rid of it all.
Damn, I got off my laptop. I wanted to show those pictures again, but I'm too lazy to exit out. Swap
I
over.
worked for companies that were small, and then they started to get big, and then they were fucked after they started to get big. And the same with...
It's hard to hear you, Face Plant. You started off loud, and then it went into a tunnel. Face Plant is in a tunnel.
Oh my!
Now it sounds better.
The company starts out good, and then the kid who inherits it, like it's small at the beginning and it's efficient, but then it starts to get big and things get sloppy and quality goes downhill from there.
Yeah. Somebody went live.
McLovin went live.
That's where everybody is.
The trouble is, he always goes live when I'm over here. Man, dang it. But I'm afraid.
Yeah, I do things for a reason.
I'd rather talk about what we can do, what's going on, and you're the only person I know in YouTube that I can go to for that.
Have you ever bought tomatoes at the store that have a fishy aroma?
Have I
Tomatoes
what?
are what?
They have a fishy aroma. It's because
Yeah.
they have a gene from a fish in them to stop them from being less susceptible to freezing.
There is a classification of fish, though. I learned it. I don't know if we learned it in the Manly P. Hall series we read, or if I somewhere around that time, where there is a classification of sea life that actually a form of fish that actually biologically would be classified as a vegetable. Because sort of like how, you know, fruit, like a tomato is a fruit, not a vegetable, right? Based on those rules, there is marine life that we would look at and see has qualities of life. Yeah. So basically, kind of like imagine a well-established, let's just say a well-established water mushroom that as it floats around, it looks like a fish to us, right? So I'm with you, though. Tomatoes tasted like fish to me for years. I couldn't eat a tomato that didn't come out of someone's garden. So I tasted the marine in the tomato regardless. But I do think...
Yeah, I know. I did that one year. I fucking fertilised my whole garden with fish fertiliser and had the same problem. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
They were
it's
Roma
still
tomatoes.
nasty. I'm not trying to argue. I wasn't trying to defend it. It's still nasty and tasted bad. But I do think there is a reason why they can do it. How they can do it is that quote unquote fish gene is actually more vegetable than animal.
Hey,
I think it's flavour. Everything's
I just-
flavour, really.
I just looked at the chat. I could have sworn I gave G Sharp a wrench. It was gone. Orphan Annie always had a wrench. Now it was gone. Like, what the fuck's going on? No one could take a wrench but me. I never took Orphan Annie's wrench. That's weird, man.
Sometimes it's a separate device. If they own more than one device and they're usually operating on the one device when they're visiting you, but now they're on a second device, that can be...
Yes. Mm.
Yeah, that can be the case.
True. Okay.
Like, I have trouble
And
with...
how are you today, Vic, Marcel, and Faceplant?
Good here. Good.
Is Marcel up here too? Me, I'm just eating breakfast.
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. I'm doing very well, very relaxed this weekend.
Yeah, me too. It was a slow and good weekend.
I've been getting slammed by the off and on. There was a squirrel in a branch here yesterday. He was on a horizontal branch and he was just shaking uncontrollably from the frequencies. And I could see it. The waves in the water dishes I have in the yard too.
Wonder what's up with Christos. He disappeared after there. I think a lot of people were mad that I basically made peace with London. I don't think a lot of people, but in reality, I really don't care what people think.
Good on you, Chuck. Fucking A, bro.
Do me regardless.
I think Christos is would be the first to encourage us not to assume that because he's not here anything is any different. He came up right after all that happened.
I'm not saying Christos. That's why.
Oh
he's
yeah,
gone.
good. I just yeah. Okay, good.
No,
Sorry.
I didn't think that. Christos came here after that.
Exactly.
And I just I'm gonna set an example that even if I don't like what people have to say, or at some point we might have to work together. That's why I try not to let what other people do bother me at all. For the most part, it doesn't. Like when he comes up here drunk, I try to give him the benefit of the doubt. But so I know it's starting to bother people. So the next time he comes up here drunk, I'm definitely going to say something. Because yesterday, his shit was interfering, and it started to get me mad. I'm like, dude, you can't fix that. It was him the whole time. It was going, brrr. Remember that interference? I think it was you, Bex, that was here trying to speak. And it kept interfering. And
Throws you off topic, too.
yeah.
Forget what you're
But the
talking
day,
about.
Yeah,
I just made peace as far as all the shit talking. But as far as just like I try to make peace with London and what's his name there, Ian. And I said to Ian in the comment section, even if you guys aren't buddy and you don't go to each other's channel, just piece it up. Stop talking shit. But I don't know. Like, and I also think like complete unity will most likely never happen with everybody. I thought it would be easy to bring people together, but it's hard. That's probably the hardest mission is to get people to look past. Say Bex does something I don't like. Yeah, I'm gonna use you, Bex. Right? I'm not gonna. I'm looking at the bigger picture. I'm not gonna say Bex. I don't know, man. Not what people do really don't bother me. Like people say I'm crazy and I have patience. I'm just not looking at it. I don't. I'm not. Truthfully, everything people do, none bothers me. Even when he comes up drunk, it didn't bother me. The fucking interference annoyed me more than him being drunk. I think it's funny when he goes, listen. That shit's funny to me, man.
I know.
He's so bent that, like, I laugh because, bro, we are listening. How many times you got to say it? It's like funny. You know he's drunk. I grew up around alcoholics.
I think actually, having, now that we've a few weeks into it, and I guess this has happened before, this sort of public display of dissonance, right? Of not resonating with people, whether it is personal or whether it's sort of what's the word I'm thinking of, like ethical, not ethical, but which would be ethical, but still ethical based on sort of like unspoken rules of how panels should go, like people talking too much, or I'm just using examples of things that could cause tension that everybody puts up with, or even more personal things that can happen. My point is that this idea of unity without friction seems to be the impossible, right? The unity after friction and the understanding that you can push through these frictions, and still sit and learn more about one another. And, so I don't know. I think that the unity, the not getting along is part of creating more honest unity in the end.
Oh, you know what I heard then when you were talking that? I heard my father say, "Come on outside, let's fucking sort this out, and then we'll come back in and have a drink."
Exactly. That's what it feels like, though, right? Like, it's
it's easy to like get mad and say what you feel. Like this bother, like it's so hard to, in the beginning stages of me learning to ignore shit, it was hard to get to that point. But once you get to the point where you could ignore stuff and it's just like peace with yourself, when nothing bothers you.
Well, I was saying to Maureen yesterday, fuck have I got, Tourette's or something? You know, and I was thinking, when I said, oh, those poor bastards, you know. I mean, some of them know that they've fucking got Tourette's, but they can't stop themselves, you know. And imagine having to live a whole fucking life of that shit, you know. I mean, I have my own fucking moments, you know, and I think, shit, imagine the fucking shit that you have to get over with them, you know, that kind of a life.
If you're here, so I'ma come up. I want to talk to you about something. The video I sent you. If she's still here, she probably left, had stuff to do. But I don't want to play the video on here because I don't want no medical anything, man. I always have bad luck in that department. So I stay away from it as much as I can. But it's a good video. I'm going to send it to you too, Dean. Whoever's on
please do.
Telegram will get the video. Like, if this is true what this guy was saying in his video, I want to know what Soama thinks about it. I sent Soama the video because of the situations he's in with her family. So, but I don't know if the guy really did do what he said he did. Shit, man. You know, and by him coming out and saying it too, when I send the video, I want you guys to think that might not be a good thing that he's out there boistering about how he's fucking with people's money at this point. But I want to play the video so bad, but I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to erase this live stream.
Well, I tell you what. After here, I'm going watching. If you want to, you can come to me on stream on Telegram. Maybe we could hook into there and have something. I don't know whether that would interfere with your YouTube channel, would it?
No, I know how to go to StreamYard without YouTube being involved. That's how London Man played a movie that day. I figured out how we did it. And that's how I had that private meeting with Soama and King. I was showing that artwork, that crazy artwork that I have. With a bird.
That one with that Diaz.
It was the one where I showed the pictures where the bird's beak was up his wazoo. I guess Soama left.
Okay.
Let me text Soama.
Excuse me, rattling around my bloody plastic bag.
Genetics. Have you seen about the spider goat? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The spider goat. They got a gene from a spider in a goat, so they make silk with the spider with goat silk.
What?
What video is
Say
this?
that again. What did they do? They put
a spider gene into a goat, so the goats
Yeah.
make silk out of their milk.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah. Because they also use the spider stuff for Teflon and stuff too. Also, spider silk. It's bulletproof. Look at this video, Dean. Tell me what you think about it. that makes me think of our realm. How the magnet, he froze the water, put a thing, yeah, he put a magnet in the water and then froze it. The above the magnet froze and below the magnet froze. But it was still liquid where the magnet is. That makes me think of our realm, how where the sun travels at the equator all the way around. It never snows. There's no ice. It don't get cold.
2 things I got lost.
What? We're talking at the same time.
No, bro. Because I know. Been in the fucking wasp for a couple of weeks.
Anyway, he's talking to his wife, I think. I just think that was awesome when he showed the picture of his of the realm. So that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Well, and yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna end it with that. That's a good video, Marcel. You're talking to your wife, Dean? My bad. You're talking about laundry in the background.
It's like the iron filings show the magnetic field.
Well, and that's where it would make me think that if a magnet is a charged metal, keeping it simple, right? Then and radioactivity, for instance, is a degraded charged metal. Ignoring the fact that I know that one is like radio wave, one could be sound and one could be electric or whatever. But now I'm starting to see things on some sort of frequency. So is magnetic, is the concept of radioactive decay, for instance, A, bullshit, and B, simply the melting of the, some sort of, declining charge in a metal, in some sort of metal that could be just simply recharged, it just makes me think that radioactive decay is what there is just is something where a magnet has slowly had its electric charge taken away from it.
Or maybe
How about metal?
It evaporates. It loses weight too. A different atomic weight of an element, supposedly.
I take metal. Anything metal. Touch your phone screen with it, and it works like your fingers touching it. This is metal. I found that out today. I got a metal knife in my hand, and I'm pressing the buttons. Yeah, let's mute that.
Dogs in trouble.
Yeah.
Love and marriage.
Yeah, that movie though, I can't wait for everyone to watch it. I was gonna do a secret showing of it, but I'll send it. I'm glad Beck's seen it. Marcel's got it, and I got to send it to Dean.
I'm gonna watch it after this.
Yeah, I'm gonna get off soon. I gotta eat. Huh?
It's a holiday here today. Is it a holiday anywhere else? In the United States or New Zealand?
Not here.
No.
Isn't technically the holiday tomorrow?
Today's Monday, isn't it?
No, it's Sunday still.
Oh, okay.
It's just a Sunday here. Just a normal Sunday.
Deeds and Monday.
But I'm with you on that, Faceplant. The weekend has felt very quiet when I leave my house. Like Saturday felt like a Sunday. Today feels like a Monday. Like there's like no business, no weekend business.
All the time lately.
Yeah.
What holiday is it today? Is it a holiday in BC too?
Yeah, it's whatever they call it. It's the provincial holiday, right? So all provinces celebrate their BC Day, or for you is it called Manitoba Day?
It might be, or Family Day, or Métis
Yeah,
Day.
Family Days in February, I think they made that one up. But the provincial holiday is this month, and I think all provinces call it by their provincial name except for Quebec, which exercises theirs on a Wednesday, not on a long weekend, and it's Saint Jean de Baptiste Day.
French, they gotta
Always
do
the
it
French,
differently.
right?
Yeah, is there?
Always.
Yeah. So, but I wouldn't be surprised if some provinces have a different name for it. Like maybe even as we move more towards sort of like First Nation self-governance being sort of shown and, you know, not represented in our culture, but just shown, you know, more respect for the land or what have you. They might change the names of some of those holidays in some of the more, I don't know, agricultural provinces, for lack of a better, you know, more earthy
It might
provinces
be,
or.
might be Heritage Day or something like that.
Yeah, that's where I was going with that. Like, yeah. Yeah, what I'm trying to say is decolonializing the colonial holidays because we all deserve holidays and celebrations, you know?
Excuse to drink once a month. Keep the liquor store making lots of money.
France is going to shit day.
the here's another day just in a month for everyone to take off because the government doesn't do anything anyway day. Uh-huh. But yeah, Charles, if you haven't seen it yet, one of the next ones you should put on your radar is Paradise. I know Marcel's watched it. I've watched it. I don't know if you're watching.
It was a good movie. It was a good movie.
Yeah.
Liquor store workers went on strike here.
Sorry.
Then they got locked out of a bunch of stores.
Oh, really? There were there were people on not in support of their strike?
Yeah, well, I think they were striking, and then they were gonna strike, so the liquor store locked them out of a bunch of stores.
Yeah, because a lockout's different, right, than a strike. The strike can, you know.
Replacement workers, I think.
Yeah.
So they're bringing all the imports in. The replacements are already here from Afghanistan and Ukraine and Pakistan and all the replacements are here. They just gotta, because I'm sure less people are buying alcohol right now, and they're not making they're going to be laying people off and hiring lower wage people probably.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Who knows? Yeah, it's not like the liquor store has anything to worry about.
The contrary did good anymore.
I worked where they make the Crown Royal, building some big warehouses. It's like a military base out there. I'm just imagining this massive stockpile of whiskey they have out there. To, you know, military.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, booted myself out. I wanted to show the U.S. map and how I was trying to make a 6-pointed star because in the movie he said, man, what happened to Dean?
I don't know.
I had to mute him because we could hear him arguing and shit. I didn't want to put that public, but anyway.
Mm-hmm.
He said in the movie, oh, we have these facilities in LA. Then he said Chicago. And then it made me think Atlanta, Houston, New York City. I want to draw out lines to these major cities and see what sacred geometry we can come up with. Because I think it's New York, Philadelphia, Houston, Atlanta, Chicago, LA, Seattle, Hartford. Probably a lot of the major capitals are all connected with underground bases in every state.
Yeah, follow the ley lines, I should say. They're probably on the
I hope
same
Dean.
line.
That's a good idea, Marcel. I'm gonna do that in my next video. Maybe tomorrow morning we can look over. I downloaded a map that shows all the capitals and stuff, and then I have that ley line map. But I hope Dean gets in a better mood. He shouldn't let what other people do bother him so much, but I can't tell people what to do.
I know he's got a new roommate moved in. Sometimes it can be easier to vent about things outside of that kind of new adjustment to, than to actually have it, constantly be at the person that you're now new living with, right? So I know he was mentioning the dog was frustrated. It was frustrating him. So it could just be actual, adjustment tensions like that.
He hung the small frying pan hook on the big frying pan hook.
Fuck it. Fuck it. Let's do it now. I wanted to go to 3 hours, so let me just hook this shit up and stop being lazy. I'm just too lazy to exit out.
I would imagine when you live like chop wood, carry water, even if you have generators to turn on or not, adding people to the mix, and those people not necessarily knowing the routine of keeping a fire stoked and getting water and that kind of stuff can quickly make it so that one person is doing, that the workload isn't spread out because someone new to that lifestyle might not know all the chop wood, carry water habits you need to do, You're
tripping over the new guy. And it takes you longer with the new guy.
Yeah, he just keeps drinking water and you're like, go to the well yourself and fill it. You know what I mean? Like, it's my 4th time out there today or whatever, Yeah. Yeah.
Stop flushing the toilet for no reason.
Yeah.
Wipe your nose with a Kleenex and flush the toilet every time.
Yeah.
It's gone again.
Yeah, he's switching over so he can show us the stuff on his computer, I think. That's what he's saying, not to be lazy or whatever. And native Michigan Ojibwe is off for dinner. Enjoy.
Yeah, enjoy the food.
I know. Oh, I bought myself a salad from the grocery store today, and I picked up a few other things, but I really, when you get maybe you guys don't know, but when you let your supplies go too low and then you just have to make that full stock again, and the commitment to the whole thing is just daunting. So you keep kind of like buying supplies and using up that little bit, I don't know. For me, I've got to get out. So today I did get out and buy a nice salad, but I definitely need to get out and fill my house with some, really healthy options. Because just the idea of someone else having dinner, I'm like, like, excuse me, overwhelmed.
If I couldn't leave my house for a year, I would be perfectly fine.
I know. I want to set up like that. I love that stuff. But I guess I kind of do, because it's sort of on a micro scale, right? It's like I only have food for 3 days, but if I'm smart about it, I could stretch this and do that and make something fancy and be home for 7. Oh, you weren't talking about a personal lockdown? I'm just joking, but what I mean is, like, when we were quarantined in 2020, I was like, game on, people. I've been doing this my whole life, right? I'm like, rah, rah, finally a skill I have,
Yeah, it was sort of like that for me as well, because I'm home a lot, if I'm not in the garden or if I'm not visiting family or such things, I'm at home, so it's perfect with me.
What about you, Faceplant? Do you keep a big sort of stockpile around you are you like introvert and like to be, I know that you're an outdoor introvert if you are one.
I will go a while without stuff I usually have. I'll eat up stuff that I haven't,
Yeah.
to avoid going to the store.
Yeah, me too.
I found the right kind of coconut milk at the Dollar Tree.
Oh,
So I stocked up on it.
what? It is $1 or is it more than $1?
I think it's $1.50 now.
And how much? A liter?
No, just the can, whatever they are, 355 mil or whatever.
Well, that's still pretty expensive.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I have to say I had to pay the last time I ordered. Let's say it like this. When I started ordering those cans, they were like half a liter, a little more than half a liter. I would pay €1 for it. But then the pandemic started, and I wanted to order again, and the cans had risen in price from $1 to $1.75.
Yeah, it's gone up
It's
more than
like
that
almost
here.
A double in price.
Percentage wise, stuff like that. It seems like I'll buy a certain item at the store and then they'll take it off the shelf. They won't carry it anymore. Like I can name probably 15 or 20 things that they don't have at the store anymore that I used to buy all the time. It's weird.
Yeah. And now
Welcome back, Charles.
And now the cans even got smaller. It's not half a liter anymore, but it's now 33 milliliters. It's not even half a liter anymore, and you still pay $1.75.
Okay. Now we will.
Sometimes I'll just eat handfuls of dry oatmeal. It's okay. Like I have lots of energy.
Cannot hear you. Almost not hear you, Face. I hear you very bad.
Been browsing.
Yeah, you're chopping up bad. Faceplant. To LA, right here. If you go straight across, you almost hit Dallas. You go straight across from Dallas, you hit Atlanta. Then from Atlanta up, you would hit DC, Philly, and New York City, and Hartford. Boom, one line. So that might be. Let me find that map I got. Imagine finding that hole. Huh? Anyone hear me?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Where is that?
I have no clue. It says the Durin Kuyu.
I think that's the deepest hole ever dug by drill, and it's somewhere in Russia, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Darren Kuryu is in Turkey, I think, and that's probably a vent shaft.
Oh,
that's what it says. Durin Kuyu shaft. Yeah, and I think that is a vent shaft because to an underground base,
It goes
something
like
like this. See
20
these shafts?
stories.
Yeah. You see these shafts? Same difference. I think it feeds air.
Mm.
Yeah, I got all types of shit. Trains, you name it, man. Military bases. You see this symbol? This is the Walmart symbol right here. And you can make a 6-pointed star right here. Boom, straight across, then down to the point, up. Then from this tip down, it's a 6-pointed star.
The yellow part looks just like the Bombardier symbol.
What's that? That symbol?
They make planes and snowmobiles.
And they also probably make this fucking thing. I got the Walmart symbol. I'm gonna put it that, and so you could do a 6-pointed star with this too.
And the newer drilling machines have a nuclear reactor in front of it, and it basically
Melts rocks. Yeah,
melts the stone,
that's crazy, right?
creating the tunnel by itself by sliding through it, basically.
Think about all the stones that are melted in the desert. What about that? That present that was given to. Remember, I read about it and I compared it to the underground thing when the billionaires died. I forgot what it was called. There, that's one of the things it did was melt stone. Where's this map here? I know I got it. Oh
Well,
wait,
they use radio.
this is the train map of the world. You know, I wonder how they, these maps must be old because picture them trying to dig under the ocean and they accidentally don't go far enough down and all that water pours in. It'll be fucked.
Well, look at The Hague in the Netherlands. It's like a big hub. It's like 4 tunnels coming together there.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Isn't it connected to like Asia or something? It goes across that bay or sign. I could be wrong. I could be mixing two places up. They are using this drug money to fund projects classified above top secret, which include the building and maintaining of deep underground military bases, dumps. There are now over 4,000 of these bases worldwide. The average depth of these bases is 4.25 miles. Some are shallower and some are deeper. Bases are on average the size of a medium-sized city, and yes, he says there are aliens in them. Ah! They always got to mix aliens. That's funny. Maybe they're laboratory created. Maybe they bounce like bunny rabbits.
Yeah, you can basically change aliens. You can allies or all eyes.
Look at this shit. cave systems, right? You see, right? All these cave systems. Look at Utah, Grand Canyon. Wait, where is the Grand Canyon? Is that in Arizona or New Mexico? Anyway, look where all the people went missing. These are all missing people. All where there's caves that open up. I wonder if the military stormed these underground bases, how many missing people would you find? Probably in these days, not many, because they probably create their own people.
Well, if those underground cave systems slash underground cities are real, and if I have to believe the gene decode stories, that they, yeah, there could be a lot of people down there, you know, that they're not missing, but yeah, they're missing, but not, they're just down there, you know, for whatever reason.
Look at this ley line. I guarantee you this ley line has a train. It goes from Ireland to St. Michael's Mountain. I don't know where that is. France. It goes to Mount St. Michael.
Yeah, from Israel to Italy to the Vatican, I think. I think
Dude.
that's the tunnel system where they found all the gold underneath the tunnels.
Well, they're all called
valuable
Michael.
stuff.
You got Skelling Michael, St. Michael's Mountain, Mountain St. Michael's, Sacra di San Michael, di San Michael, Santo blah, 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 Michael. Can't read it. Yeah, they're all Michael. Except this last one. But yeah, how you gonna name all these Michael? Fucking Ireland, France, Italy, Greece, and the Middle East. That's crazy. Just like the U.S. Look, Boston, Hartford. Then you go down to New York, Philadelphia, D.C. If you keep going, you got Atlanta. You got Montgomery, maybe Baton Rouge, yeah. Then you go across, you got Houston, Austin. Well, I'd say Houston's bigger than Austin, I could be wrong. Phoenix, and LA. But I was trying to make a 6-pointed star. We would go from New York. What were we gonna hit? Nobody important on this line. Chicago, because I knew Chicago and New York lined up straight across. Salt Lake City. Can't go straight with this stupid thing. Why Chicago got a small dot like that? Sacramento. Okay. Couldn't go across this way because it would be Salem, Helena, Bismarck. They're all like lined up with each other. Go across Bismarck, you'll go straight to Ottawa. Then you could come down that line I was talking about. Boop. And go back up this way. You ain't gonna hit much. But the point is, a lot of these big cities are aligned. I had a better map than these. Oh, this is a good one. Ha! Yeah, this is a good one. This proves that we're not on a ball. Why would you go up and around when you could have just went straight across? This map, I'm not buying this map too much.
if anything, if you properly reproject that Mercator map with those round curves on it, like reproject it back onto a flat surface, then you'd be dealing with straight lines instead of curved lines.
Well, I'm not buying that one too much because I'll show you why. You see all the major cities on the East Coast, where are they? You don't have New York City. There's just one line, but I don't know, you're right. Maybe I'd have to zoom in. It kind of does go down. New York City would be over here.
But I see what you're saying. Like it's the curvature. It's the curvature of the Mercator projection on this map versus the one two or three down where you can see. You're right. Zooming in is not quite. I don't know.
Yeah, that was the beginning.
What's that map with the lines out? The circle with all the lines out. I know we've looked at it before. What's that?
London? I think that's London. All their trains.
Oh, okay, yeah, cool. Now I remember.
It's shaped like a cross. What's in the center? Too bad we couldn't read that. Fucking worthless picture. There's tons of these everywhere. Now imagine building a building over it, right? You build a building. This could be the entrance to the. You'd build a building right here. Maybe even build over this. That would be the basement. And then there's your entrance to underground in the building. Maybe like the Twin Towers. So I know in New York City, there's tons of underground stuff.
It's interesting how that kind of picture to me sparks memories of Stargate, the Stargate series, and other sci-fi shows. That always the deep underground military bases have, their main exposure is in these post-apocalyptic or alternate universe. I don't know.
Wow, how come this picture didn't show up? Hold on. DARPA Subterranean. Hold on. I don't know why this picture didn't show up, but it's DARPA. Cave environment, urban environment, tunnel environment. Train, look at the train.
That last picture then, Charles, was another underground tube system map.
Yeah, from Paris, if I saw it correctly.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Most of them are that I have there are from London and Paris. Huh. That was it. Oh yeah, I remember that. I got so many new pictures on my phone, but maybe I'll start doing the reading. I got some new PDFs on here. From Heaven to Earth. I forgot what this one's about. I got to do chapter 6. I never did that. It's horrible. Oh, it's over fucking 3 hours already. Sucks. I fucking fell asleep looking at pictures. Damn, everyone left. They're like, fuck this. Ugh. It's always slow on Sundays, for the most part. G Sharp is here, and I don't know who else. But I'm hungry and I'm about to go eat. And maybe I might go live in a little while. I wanted to look up some more stuff on genetics. And I can't wait for Marcel to watch that movie. I know he's going to have a lot to say. When you watch it, Marcel, it's all going to start clicking together for you. You're going to be like, oh shit, watch. Everything. I didn't expect that from this movie. I heard about it from that channel I recommended. I exposed MCs, whatever. He mentioned some movie called They Clone Tyrone. And I'm like, put a movie out? I was like, man. Last night I was like, I'm going to watch a new movie. And I watched the Goonies, and I'm like, man, I want to see what something new came out. And I was like, let me look for this. And I downloaded it. I didn't even know what's his name is in there. Jamie Foxx. He plays a pimp. But it's a good movie. I'm going to watch tonight this other movie I downloaded called... It's this other actor. He played in that movie that I showed the pictures with the mountain at the center of the earth. I forgot the actor's name. But the movie's called Luther the Fallen. Luther the Fallen. Oh, Luther the Fallen Son. Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I gotta finish watching it. It's about a serial killer. Netflix.
I think I'm gonna watch that movie tomorrow. I think I'm gonna go upstairs now. It's almost 12 in 40 minutes. So it's getting late here. So I will watch it in the morning.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you very much, Charles, for taking that extra 20 minutes to go through these photos and stuff. It's really nice to review some of the pictures we've seen in addition to the new ones. It really solidifies those neural pathways of, aha moments we've had before. So I appreciate it.
I got tons of pictures.
I know.
I'll be sharing more. I wish I could have. No, I'm not going to stop saying I wish. It would have been nice if I could have showed clips of the movie to make it so much better to review, but they'll spank me for that. Even these little videos I play, they hit me with copyrights for them. And it's like, come on. It's crazy.
Well, we can watch it now. You've sent it to me, so I'm going to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that clone stuff is definitely worth revisiting, even if it's like a few weeks out when everybody's had a chance to watch it, or you know, we'll probably find other clone videos get suggested to us, other clone movies. It's that one's a real I don't know, uses humor to pave the way to look at a lot of these issues, right? Like,
I want to touch on the underground bases tomorrow. Maybe we could try to map out the major cities and look up some of these. What was the name of that university? It was in Scotland, I think. It's in the video.
Yeah.
We could look up. It's in this
Yeah.
video. We could look up places and see if they align with these major cities. And I bet you, even universities that study medical have them.
Much love to you all, and thanks for having me up, Charles.
Anytime.
And I look forward to our next build.
I'll go live tomorrow at some point.
I'll be
Probably
there
in
if
the
you are.
morning. Oh, it's Monday Mayhem.
Oh yeah, Monday Mayhem. All right, I'm gonna look for some mayhem topics. Keep an eye on your Telegram.
Okay.
And I'll keep an eye on mine.
All right.
Okay. I'll see you guys soon.
Tomorrow morning. Peace out. Bye-bye. Peace to everyone in the chat. One love. Thanks for coming through. And leave in the comments, anyone that watches this all the way through, what y'all think about genetic manipulation, cloning. It will be a part 2 to all this. Probably a 3, 4, 5, part 7. It's infinite. But peace out, everyone. I'm out. I'm hungry.